My first trade target, he's an injured running back. He's not going to be on anybody's most favorite list, I would say right now. He is Javonte Williams, running back for the Denver Broncos. Here's what I want to caveat this with. The other two guys I'm going to talk about, you can send those offers now. Send them today, in fact. But with Javonte Williams, I'm just asking for a little bit of patience. I'm asking you to wait. I know that's hard, but a few weeks into this season, I think is going to be the prime time to trade for Javonte Williams. So consider this me putting a pin in Javonte. Javonte has come out and said, week 1, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be running violently. I'm going to be out there, getting all the carries. That's great. We've heard that a lot from a lot of running backs. And some running backs make it out there week 1. Look at J.K. Dobbins. He was saying the exact same thing last offseason. He was out there. He was not good for your fantasy team until well into the season. You could say the same thing about Cam Akers coming off of his injury. You could go back through a list of running backs who are in a fairly similar situation. Even somebody like Deontay Foreman, who was pretty solid last year in Carolina, but the year coming off of his injury, basically useless for fantasy. I think Javonte Williams is going to take some time to get back to this. So Samaje Perine, if I want to put him as a 1B for these trade targets, that could be the situation. Wait until Javonte inevitably probably has some weak showings out of the gate. When he even maybe gets the carries, but doesn't produce as much with the carries as people expect. Or maybe he gets a split workload with Samaje Perine. That's your time to attack for somebody like Javonte Williams. I think there's a strong case based on the J.K. Dobbins data that we have. You could get him for a second-round pick at that point. People might just be done with him. And we'll see what the Broncos team does. The Broncos team could be in for a complete bounce back, and they might end up being high on that team, or they could be a little bit of what we saw last year, in which case Javonte Williams' value is just going to disappear in front of your eyes. So again, just give it a little bit of time, but Javonte Williams should be somebody in 2024 that could be a linchpin of your dynasty team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that, especially if you don't need him to produce this year and you're okay to wait. I like that move a lot. Get in a year ahead, invest in him now before the price really jumps up. I was curious to hear your reasoning on this because you and I are pretty lockstep on not drafting or getting or acquiring injured running backs the year they're coming off the injury. So I like your rationale behind it. If your team can, withhold that production for, up to a year.